So if you want some heavy duty storage and something that is going to keep your items nice and protected from the elements, this is going to be the perfect thing for you. Think of your garage when you're storing your holiday items, maybe sports memorabilia and you know, anything that you're putting in the garage or the attic that you don't want to get ruined because, you know, the elements change things, you know, how things are stored. $44.98 is your price. This is a tarp storage box. You're getting a set of 3. They are heavy duty, they collapse easy, and you have a few different color options available to you. They're easy to collapse, easy to put together, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But here is your black. So down there, you have your navy, then your green, and on QVC.com, charcoal, most limited, and then your red, V87381. So I have to ask you right off the bat, if you don't mind, how much does each of these hold? Because I wasn't able to find that information.
They hold 44 pounds each.
Wow.
So very, very sturdy. You can load these up. And I love that they're that tarp material because it's water resistant. If you get water on here, it will just kind of bead off. So if you use this for camping or, you know, maybe you're just moving stuff from point A to point B, but it's raining out. You want to keep your stuff dry. They come to you all collapsed like this. So if you're not using them, you don't have to worry about storing your storage. You just zip open the top. You're going to see inside the steel frame. It's already connected. You just lift up on the edges of the box. Then you take the 3 pieces and just push it to the edges of the box to make it nice and rigid. There's one in the back, 2 on the sides. And it has that nice hard bottom. You've got fabric handles on the top. You have a place to label things here on the front. You've got double zippers, so easy load from the top here. And then of course you have the front window. That is your second point of access. So if this is on a shelf or you have them stacked, you can just, you know, reach right in. Whatever you can see, you can just reach right in there and grab, which is so nice because it's, you know what it is? It's a great alternative to this. The big plastic bin that you can't see anything. You have no idea. Are these Christmas lights? Are they shoes? Who knows? This way you can see everything and, you know, really keep it organized, but know where everything is.
Yeah, and it's nice too because let's just say you have, you know, your holiday decorations in here and you take them all out, then you can just collapse this down and make more space in your garage or your attic. And like you said, these hold 44 pounds each. You're getting a set of 3 home for $44.98. That's about $15 each. So that's really great when you think of, you know, you just showed us that container. Not only are those clunky and not practical because you don't know what's in there, but those are so expensive. Containers now are like ridiculous. It would be like $45 to get one of those home at this point. You know, this is nice because you can get your space back when you want to collapse them, and you have the 2 handles, so at least you could move around, Diana. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, I think it's easier because you've got those nice handles on the side. They're fabric, so it makes moving things around from room to room. These are great for their garage, for, you know, the camping equipment, the, you know, like the sporting stuff. I love it for the home decor, especially like I have a couple garlands that go outside during the holiday season. And whenever I bring them back in, I'm like, are there spiders in here? Or, you know, there's leaves stuck in them and stuff. So I like to just throw them in a box like this and not worry about it.
You know, it's just nice to know that you can store things in your garage, in your attic, in those places that you otherwise wouldn't want to store things. I mean, I've put some things in my garage and my husband's like, we can't do that because over time it's just, they're going to deteriorate or it's going to get moldy or, you know, so it's all about how you store things, you know, and having this tarp is so good because it's so durable. Like you said, the water would roll off of it. It's going to really keep out all of that moisture, which is so nice. And of course you have that clear window, so you never guess what's inside. So it makes you not lose time kind of wondering, or also it saves you money because when you know what you have, you don't have to re-buy and then go, oh my gosh, I forgot the Christmas lights were in that container. Now I bought all new ones. Everything is right here. There is your navy. You also have black and green. We have a gray and a red, so you can just mix and match or just get, you know, a few different sets. But I think this is one of the smartest things you can have because it's endless what you can put in these because they each hold 44 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
Right. Yeah, and you think like in your garage, maybe you have like the salt from the winter or bags of mulch or bird seed and things like that. One time I left a bag of bird seed in the garage and somehow like mice got in there and everything. It was just a mess. So I always make sure now to put the bird seed in something else. But even if I have it in a container, putting it in here makes me feel like double good that nobody's going to get in here. But, you know, things that are in bags, they tend to fall over and make a mess. You know, things that like, you know, my kids always played sports, so the basketballs or any kind of ball, it would always, like if it ends up under the car, they're playing in the driveway. You know, this is like a nice place for them to put things back so things aren't just like rolling around the edge of the garage. Good for wreaths and all the holiday stuff. I mean, it's like endless what you could use these for. And then you can see there how the water just really brushes right off, so they're water resistant.
It's just nice to have things organized. I feel like when your life is organized, you know, and your house is organized, you can kind of just ease through your everyday because you don't feel anxious. You know where everything is. It all has a home. And the fact that you could stack these on top of each other, it makes everything look nice and neat. So if you have an opportunity and you can get a few, you will always find reasons to use this. So don't worry if you get home 2 sets and you're like, well, what am I going to do with 6 of these? Guarantee you're going to wish you probably got even more. It's a set of 3 collapsible tarp storage boxes. $44.98 is your price. That's $15 per box. Black, green, navy. You see that navy right there. We also have green right next to it, a gray and a red option as well on .com. The 87381 is your item number. So I am a huge fan of this brand. Since I started working here, it has been my goal to get completely organized. That's why I was just saying.